it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Delilah, Season 1, Episode 7, Purple Empress. Now, I'm telling you now, I don't know where they got that title from. I did hear Demetria use the word Purple Emperor, and I think she was talking about either a flower or butterfly or something like that when she was talking on the phone. But I always wonder where they get these titles from. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe now. Hit the little subscribe button right there. And then you can subscribe, help assist the channel grow. And then you can hit the notification bell if you want, and it'll let you know every time Barbie J uploads a new video. Okay, now let me give a shout out to everybody in my comment section. I adore you. I love all the comments. Y'all keep me laughing. And right now, with everything I'm going through, I need to laugh. So y'all keep those comments coming and make me laugh, okay? I enjoy it. Now, before I get started with this episode, I wanted to also share. Now, I know I told y'all in the last video on everything I was going through in the last 5 days, 2 deaths, my father being sick, everything's going on. I don't know if I shared with y'all the fact that my video editor on my cell phone does not work. It stopped working on Friday night, and I think I told some of you I was going to upload my church chat concert, my Sister Junebug church chat concert, and I was getting that thing together, and it stopped saving my edits. It wouldn't edit anything. I spent all of Saturday talking to Sprint and Samsung trying to get it fixed. It wouldn't work. I just fell apart, and I just left it. So now what Samsung explained, because I was on the phone, let's see, from 11 to 8:15 at night, 11 a.m. in the morning to 8:15 at night, trying to get this phone to work right. So now they told me to upload this new video editor program, and I'm going to try it today, which means I'm going to be cutting and pasting stuff together with this video. So if it looks crazy, please forgive me, but I'm testing it out now because I don't know how else to, practice with it. So I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So wish me luck. Wish me luck that this works, okay? Thank you so much. Now, and I am okay today, even though I'm still in my feelings. I'm okay. I couldn't even do this video last night. I had to wait till this morning. So anyway, it starts off with Delilah. She was in her feelings, having her good time. She wakes up in a great mood after. You would think that she slept with Jamal, but I don't think that's what they did. I don't think they slept together, but I think just this time she spent for herself. Her kids weren't there. Her nephew wasn't there. They had a couple of glasses of wine last night. They finished 2 bottles, it looked like 2 bottles of wine, her and Jamal, and then they did the bachata, and they were dancing all night, and they kissing, so we saw all of that. So she wakes up to giggly, and she got these text messages from him saying, "Oh, you got great moves. You do know how to have fun. I miss those moves," and all that stuff. So she's all giddy and stuff, and she's in the bathroom. She turns on the music, and she's doing her hair, dancing to her bachata and stuff. And who disturbs that? Mason. Mason stops by her door, and then he comes in, and he notices her music. He said, "Oh, you changed your type of music?" "No, I haven't. I always listen to this music." He's like, "I know the bachata." He's like, I said, "See, look at him. Mason is an all-around man. He might not look all that, and he don't look bad. It ain't like he look bad, but we gonna find out. I bet you that Mason got a lot of skills we just don't know about." So, he notices that, and she invites him in, and he's coming to the table, and she quickly takes them 2 bottles of wine. It's almost like she was hiding them and puts them in the garbage and has them sit down at the table. And while they're talking, she notices the 2 glasses of wine up there, and she jumps up to go over there and move those and pour it out and put it in the sink. He already peeped that when he came in. Believe me, Delilah, he peeped them glasses of wine. He walked right past them. He ain't missed them. Ain't none of us missed them. Anyway, but it was just so funny how she did that. So he tells her about the P.O. box. That P.O. box that about Pine City Trust. And he said, "Guess who went there and opened the box? And guess who then took out mail and closed it?" And she's trying to guess, and he's like, "Cindy Shay." And they're like, "What?" She couldn't believe it was Cindy. So they're trying to figure out what Cindy has to do with all this, because, Gary Shay killed herself, supposedly. allegedly. I don't know what how it is. Anyway, so then it's Tamara wakes up and her little glory rolls over and realizes, my man is gone. Where my man at? Casey done got up and left, and I'm confused about this, okay? He done left her a note on the kitchen counter talking about he had a quick business trip he had to go to in Raleigh and he'll be back tomorrow. How the hell your man go get up and leave and don't tell you? He could have rolled you over and kissed you. Babe, I got this business trip. I gotta go. Oh, okay, babe, okay. Be safe. You know, come on now. How your man gonna just get up? Something didn't sound right in Loveland. So I think that's giving us a sign or a signal, because then she called up with the attitude, where you at? And da 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 da, and you know, a bit upset. But then she said, I do love you and stuff. But she took the day off the work to set this day aside. They were supposed to do wedding stuff. How you gonna just leave and you know you're supposed to do wedding stuff? Don't that sound kind of something? And then we know that, you know, when they had dinner with those, you know, her law people or whatever family, they were talking about Wynn Jr. and Senior. They were talking about he might be running for a senator, and she didn't know nothing about that. So I have a feeling this has something to do with that. Anyway, so he left her stranded to do all the wedding stuff herself. Anyway, Dimitri and Harper, their work relationship is still kind of so. And Delilah walks in as they because Demetria confronted Harper, and Harper's like, I don't want to talk about it. I apologize for the way I act. I shouldn't have let my baggage get in professional, blah blah blah. You know, she did all of that. And that's when Delilah came in all cheery and stuff and telling them things to do. I need you to do this. Oh, she told them what she learned about Cindy Shay also. And then she gives them all their little tasks to do and states she's not settling this case at all for nothing. And Demetria says, wow, honey, you on fire today. You know, with her little southern self, you on fire today. And because they're both agreeing with her with amen and all that hallelujah, she's like, oh, I see you two have gotten your, settled your differences. And Harper's like, yeah, I don't think so. You know, and they making faces. She said, okay, I'm just going to pretend that y'all said I'm cool and I'm just going to walk away. So as that's going on, she's about to she goes to her office, and then Leah comes in and tells them she wants to settle, and she wants to settle today. Didn't I just tell y'all Delilah said she ain't settling? So this was a shock to everybody. In the meantime, Tamara's out there. She's getting she's doing her wedding plan and stuff, and she gets a call from Fred Osborne, and he told her to prepare a new settlement offer for Leah. And she was like, what? He said, yeah, she's ready to settle now, and she's ready to end this. And she's like, does Connolly know about this? He's like, basically, I guess he said it don't matter. So we go back to Leah. She's telling Demetria that there's a new settlement offer, and Delilah, there's a new settlement offer to call, and she's like, no, there's not. There's no new offer on the table. She said, yes, call Fred Osborne. She said, call Tamara. They know. And she said, what? She said, so Fred told you personally, you know this? So she looking at her like cross-eyed, sideways, whatever, how she looking at Leah, because Leah's a trip. Leah's just messy. She messy. She just letting little bits and pieces out. Just tell everything. I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't know. And she working my last nerve. Leah's working my nerve. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. I know she working y'all nerves too. So then she tells her, Delilah, I said, was you threatened or something? She said, yes. And he's offering me so much more money than ever before, And Delilah's like, but what happened? I don't understand. She said, look, it's my right if I want to cancel it. She said, I'm not saying that, but what happened? She said, well, it seems that I authorized all those wire transfers to Pine City for Rick Pattengale, yeah. And she was like, oh. And he says this case is hopeless. Fred told her the case was hopeless, and she won't win because all of that's gonna come out, and she's all over it. And so she was like, what? But Delilah's like, but why didn't you tell me? She said, honestly, I don't remember doing that. She said all those papers were coming through, and I would just do this and do that, and I was just sending them. I don't know. She said, and Fred said that if this go to court, I'm gonna want to kill myself like Gary Shea did. I said, what? said, how you gonna say something like that? Don't you realize when somebody's really trying to get you to settle, that means they got something to hide, Leah? Leah just, I don't know what she is. She just clueless. Is that the word? I don't think it's ignorant. I just think she's dumb, clueless, something. If somebody fighting so hard to get you to settle something and drop something, that means they got something to hide. They're guilty for something. It's just, can you find it? That's the key. What else? So she said, Leah, so Leah's kind of like defending, Fred with some stuff. And Delilah's like, did you sleep with him? And then this is funny because Leah had the nerve to take offense. Why would you ask me that? Come on, girl, the way you acting, I'm asking you that. And I ain't even in the show. I want to know. She said, why you ask me? She said, you act like you forgot he broke into your apartment and messed up your stuff and everything. And she said, that was Tamara. And she said, we don't know that. We don't know that was Tamara. Yes, you do. We know it was her. No, we don't. So she's like, just give me 24 hours, please. Why? One day ain't gonna make a difference. She said, give me 24 hours to prove that it wasn't, that Fred is lying. He is lying to you, And she was like, I don't know. I'm giving, she's doing all this humming and hawing. That's what she was doing. Like, I've already given you 6 weeks. You want 24 hours? She's like, come on, you owe me. She said, you owe me. She said, my brother is involved in this case, Leah. She said, I hired an associate for this case. She said, I got arrested because of this case. And Fred Osborne is guilty. She said, you owe me. You owe me. And she won 24 hours. So she said, okay, you got 24 hours. And just let her go. I was like, girl, Leah, money. Girl, you get those some money, she be at that. Bye-bye. She sell her blood she would sell her kids probably for some money. She sell off her friendships and relatives and everything. That's what it seems like to me. But I could be wrong, Anyway, so Delilah receives flowers at the office from Jamal. And she asked Harper to find out. And Harper's like, I knew I saw a little pep in your step this morning, girl. Hey. So she told Harper to find out the connection between Cindy, Shay, and Rick Pattengale. So that was her case. And then Delilah has Demetria on the phone doing her thing, threatening people to get info she needs and stuff. The info that Delilah asked her to get. And she's like going in and she's like, wow. And Delilah said, she said, I'm impressed. Good job. And she asked her how she knew that stuff about the plants, the stuff in England or whatever. And she said, oh, it's a long story. So she didn't tell her. But that's what we learned later on, So Delilah then goes to ask Mason for more help since this situation with Leah. And she wants to know about these wire transfers and were they put on the computer before or after? Were they already on it? Because Leah acts like she don't know about them. Is there a way to put them on afterwards? And Mason said there is a way. So he called up somebody who knew better or something who's good, some female, and she met him at his office and they started digging. And they found some stuff. But when he was talking to that girl at his office, what we learned is the girl said, I forgot how she said it, but she was offering him a new gig with somebody else. And she said, I know you just like to work with Delilah and stuff. He said, look, she pays the bills. So we learned that Delilah pays him for all of those tasks. So she pays the bills. Well, she's keeping his little business afloat, I guess, with her stuff. So anyway, what else is there? Leah considered. While Delilah was talking to what's his name? Good Lord. While Delilah was talking to Mason, she goes, Mason said, I don't understand how Leah can even consider settling knowing that Nate might be a victim in all this. It's crazy to me. And Delilah starts looking at him like almost adoringly, like looking at him like, oh, that's so sweet, and he's looking at her like, did I say something wrong? She said, no, you didn't. You said the right thing. She said, which is what you always seem to do, say the right thing. And he's like, oh, okay. That was weird. That moment was weird because, like I said in the last one, what's their relationship? Who knows what's going on between them? So then Harper finds out the connection between Cindy Shay and Rick Pattengale, and she screams, Demetria, come here. She shows her the episode of The People's Judge and how her maiden name was Cynthia. She was Cynthia Lumez or something. And then they try to figure out if Cindy is the one who connected what's his name, Rick and Gary. So they were trying to figure all of that out. Or Gary and Fred. I'm sorry. Did she connect Rick with Gary or Rick with Fred? So we find that out, I think, later. So they called uh Demetria and Harper called Delilah. All these D's are getting to me, I'm telling you right now, with the news. And Delilah's like, wow, you guys are killing it. She's like, I have a bottle of French wine in there. Y'all go in there and have a drink and celebrate. Y'all doing great, great. Thank you. So Demetria then shares her story with, she uses this time to share her story with Harper about her being married for 10 years and how at the 7th year, and Harper was like, you was married? Harper was like, she said, oh no, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, she did mean it like that. She did. She said, but Demetria told her in the 7 years he started acting oddly and stuff, and she thought he was cheating and stuff. And then she explained that's how she knows about the plants, because of him. She didn't even know where vegetables came from. All she thought is they came from the supermarket. She said, I thought that was funny. But she talks so funny. Demetria's funny when she talks. But anyway, so she thought he was cheating, and she kicked him out of the house because she was like, I deserve to be treated with respect. And if you're doing something out there, I want to have nothing to do with it. What they later found out is that he had a brain tumor, and it had started with colon cancer, and it spread up through his body. And next thing you know, all parts of his body was infected with cancer. And I'm assuming that he died afterwards. I don't recall her ever saying he passed away, but I think that's what it was. So she quit Georgetown to take care of him for a year and a half. And then she said she spent the next 2-3 years crying about, and depressed about her husband. And then she said, she never thought she would go back to Georgetown, to DC, but she did. And she said, that's why this story is about you. She's like, Harper's like, I understand. She said, you keep thinking that you missed your chance, Harper, but you didn't. You didn't miss your chance. You still got time to go back. And Harper was receiving it. She wasn't funky or nothing. She received it. And she's like, how? But, it cut off after that. But that's what we learned. So that explains that day when Demetria's sitting across from the table by herself looking sad. I knew it was somebody. I knew it was a man. We just didn't know the story. But that girl that I said with Mason, when he said Delilah helps to pay the bills, and she said, I understand that, but we all know it's more than that. We all know it's more than that. That's a line. That means there was something going on with Delilah and Mace, or something Mace has expressed that he likes her or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, what else went on? Tamara. Okay, so Delilah is eating dinner with Maya and Marcus, and we learned he has a little crush on Katia and stuff. And Tamara shows up unannounced. Why people always showing up? You coming unannounced, not to say hi, but to talk business? Call up and say, are you available to talk business? She got 2 damn kids. You ain't got time. You'll be showing up to people's house with kids unannounced. Anyway, that's just me. So she wants to go over to mediators, and she said, we're not going to mediation. She said, well, your client wants to settle, so there will be mediation. And she's like, well, I'm going to convince her not to, and she said, we're just playing lawyers right now. They've gone behind our backs. This is Tam saying it. They've gone behind our backs, so all we doing is playing lawyer right now. Delilah's like, with that funky face, like, I can't even right now with you. And then so Tamara she's like, I want the joy back, the friendship, I guess she's talking about. And she wants to bring, and that's what she wants. But Delilah wants to bring the man who's responsible for her brother's injuries to justice. And that's her thing. And she keeps saying it. She said, because I will feel bad that if I settle and don't take care of this right now, and my best friend stopped me. She's like, I didn't stop you. That's Leah and Fred. That's their little deal. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I was like, Tamara, I see you got partner all over your head, But you done forgot about your friendship. Let me tell you, when them white men throw you to the side afterwards, when you mess up one time and you get kicked to the curb, you gonna wish you still had Delilah for a friend. So you better check that. Check what you're doing, girl. I'm telling you. What else? So after there was a bit of silence for a while, and then Delilah shares about with Tamara about Maya going applying to the fancy conservatory, and then Tamara asks her how Delilah how things were with Jamal, and she said, "What? Casey didn't tell you?" Because it seemed like Jamal run back and tell Casey every damn thing like a little girl, and he said, "No, I haven't spoken to him." She's like, "You haven't spoken to him?" "No, girl, I woke up to a note, and he's saying he had to go here and da 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 da." And Delilah looking at her like, "So, you haven't spoken to him all day?" And she was like, "Why are you looking at me? Don't do that." She's like, "Well, have y'all text?" "Yes, we've text." "Don't do that. Don't do that." She's like, "Do what? What you doing right now?" She said, "So, how is things with you and Jamal?" And I don't think that ever got answered. I think they just something else happened or whatever. Oh, that's when Marcus, I think, came down and started talking about Ma, could you get hi Auntie Tam, can you get Maya? He asked his mother to stop Maya from playing the violin. It was 10:30 at night already. So that was that. Then it goes to what is it? Oh, Delilah said to her before she left her, she said, if it goes to mediation, I need Fred to admit he didn't fire Leah for bad job performance. And Tamara was like, why? And she's like, I just need that. And she's like, okay, okay. So then the doorbell rings and it's Mace. And he informs Delilah in front of Tamara that those wire transfer prints are not real. And she said, are you talking about those wire transfers that Leah did? That Leah did? This is Tamara saying it. And he's like, yeah. She said, no, Fred Osborne told me about that today. And that's the only reason she's not, she wants to settle. She said, but they're not real. Those files were put onto her computer after it was stolen using old software. That's what he told her. And Tamara leaves out all and says, you know what? Because Delilah's like, I'm not settling. I got proof. She said, you got proof, but you ain't got no client. She said, I'll get a client. I got my brother. She said, I got all those other people in the military who got hurt or whatever, So she left out, you're impossible. She said, but you know what? I'm right. I said, girl, come on with it. Tell her. So telling her she don't have a case without a client. She was like, I don't know. And then it ended with, let's see, Cindy Shay is at the office to answer those questions because they finally got her in there to see what she knows about, what's the guy, Rick Patented Gale or whatever his name is. So she gets up in there lying. Cindy lying about everything. And they looking at her and she's looking at these three black women like, what the F? And they finally, it's like, we know you're lying. Just tell us. Do I have to remind you you're under oath? Or do I have to remind you? Okay, fine. I hate that Gary left me to clean up his mess like this. Anyway, and then they said, what do you know about the P.O. box? They asked about the P.O. box. They asked about Rick. She acted like she didn't know who Rick was. I don't know any Rick. They was like, Biatch, if you don't stop lying already, And she finally admitted that and everything, that she knows, that they know each other. That she knew him and stuff. Then, so she's leaving, everything's settled, they finished talking. She about to leave, and in comes Leah. And the interaction, like, I know you from somewhere. Oh, yeah, hi, we met before. And Delilah's like, y'all know each other? And that's when we find out that damn ass Leah that went to Gary Shay's house the day before he died. That's the day he was calling Tamara to meet, the next day. She went there and brought a whole bunch of clothes to him. What? Yes, she did. She brought him clothes. And we were like, what? And they said, so I forgot where I'm at. Oh, Delilah said to her, wait a minute, how you gonna bring clothes to him? You were already fired by then. What were you doing? And she was like, well, I was the only, was it Fred's assistant for all them years, and he asked me to do a favor and stuff. And she said, what else did you deliver to him? She said, what else did you deliver? See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I need to get out of this. This is why I need to settle because I can't do this. She said, what else did you deliver? She said, were you somehow involved in Gary's death? And she making these faces. Oh, let's go. I was like, oh, Lord. And it ended like that, which was so silly. That damn Leah is trouble. She trying to help her and get her money, and she trying to settle with everything. Because she knows she done been lying and everything. Leah, a hot mess, a hot freaking mess. But this is your girl. Let me know down in the comment section if I missed anything, if I messed anything up. Let me know how you feel about the episode yourself. And bear with me. I told you I'm going to be cutting and pasting this together to see how it works, that software. So this is your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.